Good afternoon, TNT Super Fantastic family. Today is March 22nd, 2019. Yours truly, Raymond 98 here, along with.
Good morning, TNT. It's another Friday. We're still here, but it's a good Friday. Not as good Friday, but it's a good Friday. All right, Ray. We blasted out anything?
I need to go back and check. Did we do the updates for yesterday? No, we didn't. Nothing for Thursday. So we're clean slate for Friday.
Okay. So, guys, let's get started with the news as we know it today. First of all, nothing's going to happen Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Absolutely nothing's going to happen. Iraq is in 3 days of mourning. I would not expect them to do anything during these 3 days. Because of the ferry and the over 77 people that have died so far, I would expect that number to rise. I don't expect anything to happen. Now, with that, before the ferry capsized, the bank had already called, let me know. They didn't now expecting to happen until Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday of next week. Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday of next week is what they're being pointed, the direction they're being pointed at. Now, it doesn't have to wait till Wednesday. I'm just telling you that's the information that she's getting. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week. Because they wanted it over this month, and we know Saturday and Sunday is the end of the month. So we'll look at that. Talk to our committee member. Again, everything was passed. The numbers were released. And we asked him, well, when is it supposed to go into effect? And he said this past Monday, and it's Friday. So that's all I can tell you. It was supposed to go into effect Monday morning, and it didn't happen. So knowing that and everything else, it could happen as soon as next Monday morning. So I don't know. The bank is saying one thing. He's saying we were already supposed to be in the bank. It was supposed to go into effect. They did the numbers last Friday, like I was telling you guys. Everything was done. We had a person in the room who saw all the releases completed and signed off. The bank called me on Wednesday after our call. Said we were waiting for the Treasury to send us the go, but now it looks like they're not going to do it until next Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. That's the information straight out of the horse's mouth. You can't get any better than that, I don't think. So that's where we're at. The numbers are good. Now, we did have somebody do an exchange. He did exchange. He did the dinar at $3.37, and I told you guys that. The exciting part is he called us back and said that Zim was also exchanged. It was exchanged at 3 cents. He's saying he exchanged the 100,000 note, 100 trillion note, and that they would take the 50, but he didn't have any. But he did exchange his 100 trillion note. Now that's what he's saying. Again, we're going to wait and see. And I'm not even mad at the 3 cents for going early. I hope that's why it was 3 cents, because he went early. But he did say his exchange was completed. So that's kind of good news if it went through. If they're going to claw it back, I don't know. But he's saying it went through. It was part of his transaction. So that is good news. So we'll hold on to that. So other than that, all we can do is wait. Only news coming out of Iraq is Sadr is talking about give the people what they want, what they've been waiting for. Told Marty they put you in there for this. Everybody knows that Marty couldn't do anything until what? His government was completed. So now they're talking like that has already occurred. Because it probably has already occurred, or we may still yet see that on Sunday as they're supposed to take the vote. But did they change that? I'm trying to think they went back and forth so many times. but it is now completed, and everybody's treating it like it's completed. So that's all the good news. So it is a good Friday. So what's up next, Ray? Oh, wait, let me say this first.
Right.
Before we get started. All right, you guys, I sent out a tweet. Tony's birthday, Thursday. Starts when you get there. If you get there. Actually, club opens at 4 o'clock, but you guys can come in anytime you want after 4 o'clock. I'm going to try and be there as soon as I can get there because, you know, you guys keep me working and everything. So, just so you guys know, the picture you're looking at, because somebody had already asked me, he is like 3 years old. But I look better today than I did in that picture because, you know, it's just me being me. Okay. All right. I just had to throw that part in there. All right, Ray, I'm ready.
Okay. Guess we can go right to some questions. All right, Lena. Lena says, what do you think would be a fair exchange rate when we exchange, per se, $10 million in currency?
What's a fair exchange rate? What she mean, for fees or something like that? I mean, the exchange rate's going to be what it is, huh?
It's a he, but anyway.
So if the rate is 4.43, like it's supposed to be, then that's going to be the rate, unless you wait until it goes up or unless you ask for the contract rate. There's no just, you know, going in and negotiating. I got $10 million, so give me some more. I mean, I guess you could. You always could do that. But why go through that when you can just wait until it rises and then go in? Because right in the beginning, guys, it's going to be confusion for everybody, and everybody's not going to be sure what they can and can't do. You know, if you got $50 million and above, they're probably going to do some negotiating because they're going to send you right to a wealth manager versus just somebody to complete your transaction. Below that, I'm just not sure how it's going to work. But the one thing you should always remember, or two things, there's no such thing as a dumb question, and nothing beats a failure but a try. So at least try it. Whatever you're thinking, try it. All they can say is no. All right, who's next?
All right, you just answered Sexy Chocolate. If someone has other denominations of Zim, do they still bring that to the exchange appointment or leave them at home? At least try it.
That's right.
Okay.
At least try it.
Papito 3891424 says, do you think it is possible for the U.S. government, or any government for that matter, to create laws that would take away funds in a trust that was established by any of us who just became wealthy from any currency? If there was something fraudulent, yes. If it wasn't fraudulent, I don't think they're going to establish any law that will take any money from a cage. Jimmy and KC.
So, let me ask this question, though, and whoever it is can come back. I don't know that you're asking just from a trust or just from a trust that was involved in the currency exchange. And if you're trying to say, do I think there's any government that would target people just to take this money away from them? And my answer would be no, I don't think anybody's going to just go after Dinarians or people in this exchange just to take their money. I don't see that happening.
Okay. Jimmy KC says, I doubt the banks will have information about the tax status once the dinar is exchanged for U.S. dollars. So why would it have to be kept in a separate account to avoid commingling of funds?
Okay. We got that information from the Treasury years ago, that maybe only that the dinar might not be taxed, but the other currencies may be taxed. And that's when we were advised to do the dinar exchange in a separate account. So the money would be separated, and you could legally say, you know, this over here you can tax me on, and this you can't. I mean, it's going to have the dollar amount, but since it's in separate accounts, that's why it was suggested to us to split those up, and that was years ago. So I don't know if they're going to tax us or not. We don't know, and all we're going to be able to do is, after it happens, is ask the IRS: is this taxable or not? Is there a law in the books or not? I mean, you can ask your accountant, your tax preparer, everybody else, but nobody's going to give you an answer until after it has occurred. I can tell you that. All right, what's next?
With all your government contacts, I believe you will know what the tax status is before the rest of us. Will you make a point of sending us that information ASAP when you know? We have repeatedly told you guys that we will do that. The minute we learn and know what's going on, we will inform you several times now. We've said that. Sunstar. Number one, Ray, when starting an LLC business, you must also put together articles of incorporation.
I can't hardly understand you.
Okay, I'll start again. They're saying when starting an LLC business, you must put together articles of incorporation for the LLC. Is this the same for all trusts? No, there's no articles of incorporation for a trust because a trust is not being incorporated. Number two, any Dinar news in the mosque that you can share?
Nothing. We got nothing out of the mosque this morning. So we may after the call as usual, but so far it's typical Friday morning. We don't get a whole lot of information until Friday evening. I guess we should change the call to them, but most of you guys will be at happy hour by that time. So go ahead.
All right. Okay. Per your Iraqi contacts, any confirmation that fields have been distributed throughout Iraq, or is this still an ongoing process?
There's no confirmation that they have. Now, we did hear they were trickling out. We did hear again this morning from our committee member, yes, they are telling them to go in, but the guy's actually over there as of this morning. He said they're still showing on TV the old fields, the old Lower Danams, and they're still explaining it to people so they don't get them confused with the new ones. But he has not been told to come in and pick up any Lower Danams yet. Now, that don't mean that people aren't, guys. Because, again, my guy in Kurdistan said they were trickling out. Our American over in Iraq says he has already seen them. So they are being passed out. But maybe they're slow, maybe it's top to bottom, like I told you before, or certain areas that they started out and they haven't reached everybody. I can tell you that typically Baghdad is the last place that things happen. They'll happen in the surrounding areas, and they bring it back in for some reason, make sure that they have it like that. He did say that they're broadcasting on television for everybody to go to the bank and get an account, because he said 80% of the people still don't have bank accounts. They have their cards, and they're getting paid on them, and they're using them, which would be a bank account if you had one to me, but he feels 80% of people still don't have actual bank accounts. I don't know if that's the number they're using on television or that was just his interpretation, but that's what he said this morning. Okay.
All right. Jimmy and KC again. If the dinar comes out at $1 or more higher than what you believe the true international rate will be, isn't it logical to assume that it will fall below that back to the $3 or $4 range soon after the RV? Yes. But we've said that before, too. Okay. Normally you have advised...
Wait, hold on for a second. Wait, Ray, hold on, huh?
All right.
Were you still answering the question?
I was reading the rest of it, but you said hold on.
Oh, wait, no, read the whole question then. So, no.
You read the rest of the question or read the question over?
No, read the rest of it so I'll know what the whole question is.
It says, normally you have advised that it would not fall below the rate it came out at, which is expected to be the actual international rate. It would complicate the mouse scenario. Right now it's like you're saying two different things.
All right. So this is how I think it operates. Normally like an IPO and like it has in the past when Kuwait did their rate. And this thing that we're doing is an anomaly. It's not how currencies are usually changed or the amount that they change in. So they do go up and down. So what I see is the scenario coming out at 443, because that's the numbers they put out for their budget. The rate should be 443. If it came out at 543, because oil is gone up at that time, something's going on, I still see it going up even higher just from the pure excitement that the dinar has come back out. I still see a run as the hedge funds and huge investors and people who never thought this could happen see it, and they see a chance to make a quick $50, $60 million, $100 million, whatever it is, by pushing it up. Now, whether they push it up to $10, $12, or what Shabibi said, they could handle $16, that's the question we don't know. It could go from $4 to $7, $8, $9, wherever it is. When it starts coming down, it's going to come down quick, and it should come down to that 443. Now, if it's a massive sell-off, because this is how it works, it could drop below that, and the excitement and everybody trying to sell and trying to get a profit to get out, but it will come back to that 443. Whatever that initial rate is supposed to be, it will come back, and that will be the rate. So that's how every stock works, every IPO works. I mean, I'm not going to say everyone, because a lot of them end up below that and never go back. But as far as this currency, money, and what Iraq is supposed to be in the region, it's supposed to be one of the richest countries in the world, first of all. They're not supposed to be separated by more than 20 cents from Kuwait, so you can look at that and judge. But, guys, if you don't know what you're doing, get your money and do something else, okay? Because it's not for the feeble, slightly heart, or those who aren't willing to pay attention, because it requires that you pay attention. All right.
Okay, Paula, 1946 says, my Zim does not say bond on it. Will it possibly be worth anything?
Well, I don't say bond on it either. You don't say bond on it?
No.
Okay, then we all in the same boat. Because it's not a bond, it's an actual currency. Well, I guess I should pull mine out and make sure it don't say bond on it. But they're not bond. You're going to be fine. What's next?
Okay. I'm skimming over questions, so they're asking stuff you already addressed. Okay. Pam 1, right, when I exchange in my name, then make a trust. When I transfer money from my account to the trust, is it taxable? Come on, guys. You've addressed this stuff like hundreds of times.
So you're not going to answer?
No,
you're not going to answer?
No, I'm not. We'll go to live, folks. First caller.
Okay.
865 area code.
Hi, Tony. Hi, Ray. I appreciate the information. You always give us things to think about. If I may, I'd like to go back to the 3-day period of mourning that Iraq is currently in because of that horrific capsizing of the tourist ferry over there. I had thought that the 3-day mourning period actually was declared yesterday, Thursday. So it would be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, leaving Sunday being open. Were your folks saying that it actually was Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
They didn't say. I didn't even ask them. I was actually reading the article again this morning. You're right. They did say it yesterday first. but they never said what 3 days. So this morning's article again reads to me like, so I just picked today, tomorrow, and Sunday. But go ahead.
Okay. Because it was on the Prime Minister's website yesterday, a dateline on that of declaring that. So that's where it was kind of, I was thinking Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which would give us, some leeway time on Sunday that they could be coming in and not being, impacting it with the 3-day mourning period. So I guess time will tell.
And you could be absolutely right.
But, and
if you
I'm
really
with you,
want to make sure, the CIA, when they're confused, they call the FBI. But anyway, go ahead.
All right. I'll connect in with them. Okay. And clarification, your folks over there are still looking at tomorrow being the vote for the ministerial positions. They haven't changed that, even though we know that they...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, even though we have the feeling that the positions have already been filled and it just would be a formality.
Yeah, but I was thinking they were going to do it on Sunday.
I thought you had told us that it had moved from Sunday back to Saturday. That's why I was asking.
It did, and then I was thinking because of the 3-day mourning that they wouldn't do it and that they would do it on Sunday. But hopefully it'll be this weekend. But yes, the articles are acting like it's already been done.
Okay. That you had mentioned the comments coming out from your committee member saying that everything's passed, the numbers released, that it was supposed to have gone into effect last Monday, as in just 4 days or so ago, but that it could go into effect next Monday. Is that a set type of procedure that it has to be like Friday going into effect then on Monday, or are we at the point where it could go into effect at any point?
Okay, so I'm going to go over the whole thing again so
Please.
you guys stay with me so we can get it. Last week, the bank called us and said, hey, it's over and done on Sunday. The bank first said, it's over, done, jump for joy, you'll be at the bank by Friday, which is today, because that was the plan. And the bank did that because on Friday, the Treasury went in and signed off on all the release codes to go into effect. And they notified the bank that it had been signed off and they would be receiving it somewhere between Sunday and Friday. They would receive the go-ahead. Now, we know that because we have somebody who was standing in the room when it happened. So it was a live person right there, standing in the room when it happened. So everybody's ready to go this week. Now, that was supposed to take place on Monday. The bank was supposed to receive the go-ahead. So everybody would be right and the thing would be going. That didn't happen Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, we know what happened. So we knew from that point on it was not going to happen because they're not going to be doing, even though they were already into their New Year's, they were not going to RV announce and have people partying when that many people just died in Mosul. So at that point, we knew it wasn't going to happen. So it didn't. So me, myself, and I, the three of us, concluded that maybe it will happen this Monday. Okay? Nobody told me that. I was just saying common sense. After the 3 days, they wanted it to happen. Maybe it will happen this Monday because the bank has already notified me that, hey, looks like we've been pushed to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I came to those conclusions.
One, appreciates your logic there. Thank you very much. And lastly, we keep looking at something coming through from the CBI over there. What are your folks saying, or your logic saying, that it may be one of those, the CBI is the right hand and something else is the left hand, like the Parliamentary Finance Committee being the release point rather than the CBI?
I think the CBI is still the release point. They're just needing to be satisfied with the announcement of the government, the stability part of it, again. And I think that has been accomplished. So we're just waiting, just like, the Treasury approved everything already, and the banks said we're just waiting for the go code. So I think all of that right now is just for show until it's actually released. That's all.
Super. In 10 days from whenever that release is, that will be our TNT, post-RV TNT Super Fantastic Pay It Forward project. And we know that you will tell us the specific day for that, and we're looking forward to that. And thanks again for all these nuggets of information. And have a great weekend. And our condolences to all the Iraqis over there for this tragedy. If you look at the videos that are out there, it was horrific. And my heart goes out to them. So we appreciate all your help. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. We'll try. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 707 area code, you are on.
Good morning. Ray and or Tony, there have been suggestions on the program that we could go into the bank and establish some sort of a relationship with a wealth manager in advance, and maybe even open accounts. Is that a legitimate thing to do? Or I don't have a lot of money to put in an account, but I could do that.
There's nothing like being prepared, ready. If you already know somebody you want to do business with, that's what I would do. Well, I guess.
Well,
you know what's going to happen when you do that?
Anyone.
Oh, okay.
I don't know anyone, but I wanted to establish a contact so that I would know in advance. But the other thing in my head, in listening to the calls, I've heard, don't go in there and bother these people, and, with stuff you can't really do anything about yet. So I didn't want to make a nuisance of myself and then maybe create a negative relationship.
Right. No, I mean, a lot of banks for years it felt that way. That's why they said, no, we're not going to do it, not going to do it, not going to do it. They don't want all these people coming there bugging them for the last 10 years over something they never had control of, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Again. But still, if you wanted to say, this is the bank I want to work with, go in there and meet and greet, which a lot of people have. They will give you their card and say, as soon as something happens, give me a call. I'll be glad to help you. So you have a name. Instead of calling the 800 number, you want to call this person directly. He's going to be more excited than you are because it actually happened, and he already got a payday coming from you. Believe me.
Yeah.
He's going to want to see you more than anything. Okay?
Well, I did take one chance at doing what I was just talking about, a year and a half ago. I went into Wells Fargo.
We can't hear you. You went away or something.
Oh, pardon me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I did go in where I had purchased some of my dong, and I asked, I said, is there a wealth manager here? And he said, yeah. And I went over to his desk and sat down, and he began to tell me about his father-in-law, who was buying this dong, and all, and he was telling his father-in-law that it's a scam, and he knew the I don't know, some high muckety-muck in Wells Fargo in New York or something, and he said he says it's a scam, and so I said, well, thank you for your conversation, and I just left. I didn't want to talk to that guy.
That's okay. After they make the announcement, you go back and say, man, look how well that scam paid me. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing I thought about doing. But back to my original question today is, I don't know exactly what's the best way to do it. Or I can just wait till I get the 800 number and tell them I'd like to see a wealth manager. Then they would know how much, they would know that way how much I have, and they could make a judgment of which manager to put me with, rather than just walking into the bank and say, can I see somebody that can help me with $100 million or whatever it's going to be. That sounds
Yeah, because I
sensible.
doubt it's going to be anybody in there. But yeah, just wait. They'll send you, based on everything that you have, they'll send you to the right people to complete your exchange. You're still going to have to get a wealth manager to work with probably after that. And you're going to want to do what we've talked about, interview them, make sure he understands what you're trying to do, and he's capable of doing what you're trying to do.
Right. Well, and I think there might be a lot of people in a similar boat that I'm in, and I just want to do the right thing. But and it seems in my case that without that knowledge of the bank and not knowing how much I'm going to have exactly, it might be just sensible, like you said, to wait for the 800 number and tell them then how much I've got, because I've got to do that anyway. And then they can put me with the right person to start with.
There you go. That's right.
Does that make more sense?
All right. Yep, makes more sense. It does.
Okay. Well, okay, thank you. And Tony, happy birthday.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Are you going to have Ray play the birthday song for you?
Birthday song?
No, not today.
Because my birthday is not till next Thursday, so we're gonna miss my birthday.
Okay. Well, anyway,
because hopefully
happy
by
birthday,
then,
and thank you.
the
Thank
RV
you both
has
for your
occurred,
wonderful
unless it
advice.
occurs on my
Appreciate
birthday. All right, thank you, sir.
Okay,
thank you.
Ray Will's gonna play it for somebody. I don't know, but we'll see.
Oh, you forgot it already?
No, I was just letting you make the announcement. That's all.
Oh, I was supposed to make the announcement? I thought that was you.
Yeah, I was letting you make the announcement.
Yeah, we do have a birthday member, one of our mods, Idaho, USA. She celebrated her birthday tomorrow. But since we won't be here tomorrow, we will get it today for her.
I wanna wish you a happy birthday. I wanna help you celebrate. I wanna wish you lots of presents. I wanna help you eat your cake. If you party in the island way, you'll be jamming all night till the light of day. Your birthday is your day to shine. Another year and you'll be looking fine. So have no worries, don't you hesitate. It's time to party, time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate. Yeah.
All right. Happy birthday to Idaho, USA for tomorrow.
Thank you for all that you do. We appreciate you. Happy birthday. All right.
Okay. Let me see. The bus lady was next, but I guess she had to go. So next up is 610 area code.
Hey, good afternoon, Ray, and good morning, Tony. It's G-Man in PA.
Hey, sir.
Hey, G-Man, before you get started, I absolutely love the birthday card. I've never seen one like that, and I thank you so much, man. And my son is doing great. But I absolutely appreciate it. That was something different. So thank you, sir.
Very good, Tony. Glad you enjoyed it, and blessings to you, your wife, and again, remind Drew to keep on keeping on, baby. He's going to make it.
All right, thanks.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, for all of you who are new to the call and all of you who didn't know, all these calls and all the means of communication that Ray and Tony use to keep us informed need to be paid for. And it's up to all of us out here in the currency community to make donations in order to help pay for these calls. You can help by going to www.TNTSUPERFANTASTIC.com, clicking on that red donate button, and when you do, the name and address will come up to where you can send your check or money order made payable to Raymond Renfrow, P.O. Box 1748, Elm City, that's just like the tree, Elm City, North Carolina, 27822. And for those of you who would like to donate electronically, the Cash App is available on the donation page. And if you're already familiar with and utilizing the Cash App, you can go to $TNT SUPERFANTASTIC, and you'll be able to make your donation electronically. And when you are sending in your donations, ladies and gentlemen, please remember to include your phone number with your donations. That'll make it easier for Ray to track those donations as they come in. And again, Ray and Tony, thank you for all you continue to do for us out here in the currency community. Thank you to those 13 task force members still out there, making sure that the bankers and meeting facilities will be available for us post-RV. And I'll close out with Vegas, Vegas, Vegas. Verification, negotiation, diversification, protect your principal, and rally, 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 so I can come join you and enjoy some of that good home-style North Carolina barbecue. Thank you, gentlemen. Make it a dynamite weekend.
All right, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. All right.
Okay, 732 area code. You are on.
Good day, gentlemen. Tony, the person who got the 3 cent for the Zim, was that with the 6 zeros dropped, and that would have been like $3 million for the international rate without an NDA?
Well, I'm going to say yes, because I've sent the information back or the request, and I haven't gotten an answer. But I'm going to say yes, because that was the plan, to take the 6 zeros off. And how much would he have gotten if they didn't take off any zeros? You got any idea?
Oh, a lot. And it sounds like about right that he would have got $3 million is what I'm thinking. But that's good, you know.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Did you hear anything about a possible deadline to redeem the Zim at all? That they might implement a deadline?
No, and I know months ago or last year somebody was saying you only have 30 days. And
yeah, something like that.
No,
So
I've never ever heard that. Never.
Okay,
when I told you guys the whole plan was for the Zim to start at 22, go up to 72, and now our community guys said the plan was for it to reach $1, 1-to-1, just what they're talking about over there, bringing it out at 1-to-1. All that's not going to happen within 30 days. So.
Yeah, I know. I heard you say that. That's why I'm coming back to you to see if maybe the committee changed something since then. But if it holds that way, that's good. It should be about, a couple years people should have.
Yeah, now,
2 years.
I got to clearly tell you there's no way in the world I would wait on that, because that country, things could happen overnight. So I don't care what rate the Zim comes out at. They're getting all of mine. There's a whole bunch of it, but they're getting it, because I'm not going to wait. I mean, I'll do the 30 days, 60 days. I'm surely not waiting 18 months or 2 years for something to get up to $1.70. There's no way. There's too many things that could happen in that country.
I want to play the mouse with the Dong and the Dinar and the others, but the Zim I want to do right away. So you think I can just go in and tell them I want to redeem my Zim and come back later, and they'll allow that for the other currencies? Or do they want to do it all in one shot?
They want to do it all in one shot. But whose money is it?
Mine.
It's yours.
Ours.
So, look, I can do it all in one shot if we can negotiate on a different rate, because I know the rate's going up. I'm watching it. It's going up already. Yeah, so if you want to give me this, and then we want to do this, we want to negotiate, I can do it all in one shot. If not, I'll take the Zim now, and then, hey, you're my guy, but as I see it go up, then I'll come back and do the next one. If you can't negotiate with me, then I'll just have to wait until the rate moves on Forex to do what I need to do.
So kind of play hard to get and negotiate. That's good coaching to give us a good doorway for that, Tony. Thank you. Thank you, Ray.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
303 area code. You're on.
Howdy, guys.
Hey, good morning.
Based on that article the article that came out that said the Parliament was going to work with the CBI, aren't we waiting for another law
What law?
Pardon?
What law are we waiting for?
Well, we've talked about this in the past, that the issue becomes they need to be able to reduce their contracts, their digital currency, and their wages, and all that. And so, they can't just do that just with a simple rate change. They either have to lop, redenominate, or do some kind of mixture, which is what we hope for, that they keep the physical currency and drop the zeros on the digital currency and contracts and wages. And so, we talked before, but this was before the election, and we thought, well, the law's already been passed. We just haven't seen it. Well, that law would be by the old Parliament, which would be over, like a year old now. And that just doesn't seem plausible. And then when you back it up with the fact that the Parliament says we're going to work together with the CBI, to me that says we still need to create that law, or it can't happen, because they have to do the deletion of the zeros to remove the volume of currency that they have.
Okay. So the rate is already changed in country to 286 for most Iraqis, and there's no law, and they're still operating, and they've made adjustments to their pay. Is that not true?
I don't think that can be true, because that's like saying, okay, well, in terms of their trade, I give you a dollar, you give me $1,000. Right, because we're talking, over 1,000 to 1, and so how long is the CBI going to do that? If it's been a week and a half, they're talking about billions of dollars per day of losses that they have to put on their books because this thing didn't go. And I don't know about you, but last time I went and opened up a new account at the bank, they didn't even give me a toaster. So unless they know and have there's no infallible way that it's going to happen, they're not going to do an in-country RV first. You said that the other day. How long can they do that? If because anybody that's operating outside, even if it's a region, hey, if I'm buying something online from the States or whatever, I'm gonna be faced with that currency conversion where the CBI says it's still 1140 or whatever to 1. They can't maintain that behind the scenes. Okay,
and we say that. And I don't know what they're doing, because how can they be international behind the scenes? How can the MasterCard and Visa cards be doing conversions that the banks can't do, or say are illegal, but it's being done? How come, there's companies over there that are saying we are paying based on the new rate, or that they're paying when they pay their people 5,000 dinar or 10 million dinar that they're paying them on a month and giving them loans? How are they doing that to buy houses and cars if there's no rate change according to them? I don't know anywhere in the world that they're able to buy those and get loans. They're buying $50,000 cars with 5,000 dinar. So there's definitely some things that are being done that we aren't being able to see. And I agree with you. How long can they do that? Or how long can they get away with doing that in country versus out of country? Yeah, so I understand what you're saying. That's right. I'm not either. But people over there are telling me what's going on, and they live there. Okay? They own businesses there, and they're saying this is what just happened. This is now what we're getting. We're changing our prices on everything over here. We still don't see it. It's still not international, but it's clearly going on. If I got somebody from New York and, again, somebody from California, both telling me they're seeing the exact same thing in the U.S., I got to believe it's happening in the country, do I not?
Well, or there's a lot of lies still going. I mean, we know that, 95%.
Well, let me ask you this then. How does Joe Blow, who lives in New York, lives in apartment H on 16th Street, able to tell the same lie as a guy who lives in Hollywood, California, on Martin Luther King Boulevard? How do they know to tell the same lie?
They would listen to the calls and say, oh, it's been $2.86 because they heard that on the call last week.
Okay.
I don't know, but the other part of it is that, how can you, and you said this before, how can you start reducing your prices if you pay, if I paid $1,000 for a beer, how can I go sell it at $1 if I paid $1,000 to put it in the store? And so, there would have to be a lag time anyway to get rid of some of the supply that I have. Otherwise, and then your employee says, well, I can't afford to make, 1,000 of what I'm making per hour today because I still have my loans. And
I understand your argument. Okay.
Yeah.
We're not going to justify it here today. We're just going to be able to talk about what they're doing. They're not giving us clearly all the information, but they are doing things that we can see that are making changes happen. So, but that's what we have to deal with today. But I'm not going to be able to answer all your questions. All I can tell you is this is the news. This is what's going on. These people don't know each other. They're government people. They're people on the streets. There's no reason for me to call them, and they lied to me for other gurus to get the same information, and they lied to me. This is just what's going on, so we'll deal with it. All right, let me go to the next person. Thank you for calling, though. All right.
Okay.
All right, bye.
443 area code. You are on.
Good morning.
443?
Nope.
951. Area code.
951?
No 951?
Okay. Everybody 281. Dropped, did they?
281?
Hi, how are you doing?
Okay.
There we go. Hi. Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. How are you all doing?
I'm super fantastic.
I'm fantabulous to the nth degree.
All right. Well, I just wanted to just say thanks for the call today, first of all. And remember, I don't know if you remember I told y'all what happened to me at the bank, and the system was all messed up Friday, and then I went back today, and they tried everything over, and they were telling me that they couldn't even see where they had done it at. Remember? I don't know if you all remember that. Well, they told me that it was taken, right, and I was supposed to have got my currencies this week. Guess what? I didn't get any currencies. And so they had to track down from the actual currency office what happened to the currency. So I got a call back right before I got on the line, and the lady at the currency department told me they can't find out what happened to my currencies, and she told me they don't see why they told me that it was sent out. They have no idea where it went, and the best advice they can give me is not to buy anymore, because they told me if I want to buy some now, I have to buy from the Treasury. How about that?
What?
Yes. And that's one of the tier 2.
Let me see. You ordered money from the bank, and you paid for it, and they put your order in, and because your order disappeared and they can't track it, they have now put you down as fraud and said you have to order direct from the Treasury?
They told me that from now on I have to order from the Treasury. They tried to ask me why was I getting it. I told them that don't matter. I just want to know where my Vietnamese dong is. Can you tell me that? And I had to calm down because I've been in and out of the hospital because of my pressure. And I say the only thing I'm trying to say to you is I just need to know where it's at because I sat down with a banker on Saturday morning in one of the Tier 2 banks, and they told me that they couldn't reimburse my money back to me. They couldn't give it back. They couldn't cancel anything because it's already been sent out to me Friday. So I'd just like to know where's my money and where's the currency. And today,
so they won't give you your money back, and they tell you they don't know where your currency is.
They said that they had been giving me the money back. I said, well, why is it on my account? It's not showing the $64 and some change. Tell me that. Well, ma'am, you have to take that up with your bank. I said I did already. They told me I had to call you all to see where my currencies are. So now they're telling me the Tier 2 bank is telling me that I have to order from the Treasury. So what do I do to give me some dollars?
Actually, I would go to Chase because they sell the Dawn. Any other bank, go to a Tier 1 bank and order you some Treasury, or go online at TravelX and order you some Dawn is what I would do.
Tell my husband that since we have an account with Chase, let's just do the our way and just go pick up some.
Yeah, why you didn't just get it at Chase anyway? Why'd you go to a Tier 2 bank instead of going to Chase?
I didn't want to travel all the way down at the time because I was in and out of the hospital, and they was telling me I needed to be still. But
okay, but you're in Georgia, right?
Yeah.
You from Texas, right?
Stop it. Yes.
Okay, I understand.
It makes no sense.
Okay.
So the bank is even telling me that they cannot tell me where my money is at because on the screen it's showing that it never was done. So I said, y'all mean to tell me you can't tell me where my $64 and exactly 94 cents? I say, I got a receipt for the one that was done Saturday, so I know how much it was because I got $1 million. So nobody can help me. Nobody can say this and that. So I told them, don't worry. When I leave the doctor's office, I'm going to come pay a visit to you all.
Ooh, you can't do that now. So don't be threatening the bank. Don't be doing don't go that far.
With the banker, and I know the president over the bank, she's there today. I'm going to sit down and I want them to show me where's my money. I told them I don't care if it was $5. My husband works for that, and I just want to know where my money is.
Well, that is true. You should go in and resolve it, but you should be very professional and very careful. Because if banks feel threatened, your husband could be paying your bill.
No, I know how to be nice.
Okay.
I know how to be and nice and kind. Just would like to know where the money is since I didn't get the currency. And nobody has no idea what happened.
I agree. Let me ask you a question though, because people typically go to a bank, and hope everybody's listening. The currency is delivered to the bank, and you have to go to the bank to get it.
Right.
So why are they saying you got it if they didn't give it to you? And they can't track it themselves from one location to the bank location? Somebody just got away with what? $1 million Dinar? Somebody just got rich?
1,000. They're telling me they have clue, 1,200,000. They telling me they have no clue, and that's all they can tell me. But they advise me to order from the Treasury from now on out.
All right. I just go to one of the other banks. So, okay. Well, thank you for letting everybody know. All right. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay. 509 area code.
Is that me?
That's you.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I didn't hear the thing. Usually let you know that you've got me on. So Good morning. I forgot to say that.
Good morning.
You threw me off.
Okay.
I can't think of. I had a question and I was answered, and now I can't think of another one. So let's just. How are you?
I'm super fantastic. How are you?
I'm good too. How about you, Ray?
I am fantabulous to the nth degree.
I like it when I can hear you each separately instead of saying it all together.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
So in Iraq, they're saying that the money's trickling out, right? But yet it's not in Baghdad. They've not seen any of it in Baghdad. It's in the Kurdistan region?
It is in the Kurdistan region. They have seen the lower Dinars out. So they're out.
And you said it was the older?
Guys, no. This is typical of the information that we receive and how things happen in Iraq. Mm-hmm. They have a meeting, they agree to do something, and they agree to say, hey, we're going to do it on Friday. Kurdistan will do it on Wednesday. They always do it a couple days ahead of Baghdad anyway. Everything that they do, every decision that's made, it will come out in Kurdistan first. Why? I don't know. They're easier. I mean, they're supposed to be following the same rules. I will call over there, and Kurdistan, they say, well, this is what's happening. Then I'll call Baghdad, and they'll say, nope, that's not happening. Nope, we don't see it. And I say, all right, we wait a couple of days. And I do. I wait 2 days, 3 days, and then Baghdad said, okay, we see it. And then they're all excited. So I've known over the history of the last 10 years that there's a couple of days difference in there all the time. Because in the Kurdistan region, I am talking to somebody higher up in the government than in the Baghdad region, where I'm actually talking to people on the street, business owners, things like that in actual Baghdad. Some people that are at the parliament, too, but they move a little bit slower. So that's why we find the difference in the information and what's being laid out. That's why you'll typically see us put out some information before the other sites do or gurus, because it's coming from a little higher up or direct contacts with the CBI. That's the difference. Okay, and again, it's just like here. Somebody made a decision in the office an hour ago, and somebody who was there could say this is the decision. But everybody else is not going to know for 2 or 3 days as the words get spread down or the memos go out or whatever it is. Okay?
So were the codes changed or put into the system?
The codes were done here at the U.S. Treasury, yes. I told you we had somebody in the room. So we had somebody that was there and said I was in the room when it was done, and it was done.
Right. And then Saturday they're supposed to do the vote on the 4 names? Is that still on?
I don't know if they're going to do it or not. I was thinking it was Sunday, but maybe it was Saturday. But if it was Saturday, I did not believe it would be done because of the 3 days mourning.
Okay. And then, but yet there has been no one that was able to get any lower denoms out of any ATMs, right?
Nope, I've not heard about any ATMs releasing any lower denoms.
Okay. All right. Well, we're just still in the waiting mode then.
We're waiting, but we know we're that much closer. So we're just waiting for one last shoe to drop.
Okay. I'll listen for the noise of the shoe dropping.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend. All right.
You too.
832 area code. You are on.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hey, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah, the first thing I'd like to say, a big thank you to both of you for a call.
You're welcome.
And I have a couple of questions that I would like to know.
Okay.
The first one is, how should I put this? Is the leadership of America? Is the leadership of America lost the ability to solve problems?
I didn't understand
you. I repeat. The leadership of America has lost the ability to solve problems.
Oh, man. Man, you might want to call me on a private call. So we don't want to do that here. So we're not going to do. That was just strictly a political question, I think, unless you're asking if they lost their ability to solve problems in Iraq, which they clearly haven't, because everything is now going the U.S.'s way, and Iran is backing down as far as that goes. As far as globally, yeah, we need to do that another time if we want to talk about politics. Okay?
Okay. Another question. If I can recall, on several calls, you talk about how many people got involved into this thing.
Yes.
I'd like to know how many people you think have purchased over the last 5 months. Let's take an example. If 1 million people bought 50.
I have no idea at all. How many people will purchase, how many or how much they're purchasing now, or is it really speeding up, or has it slowed down the actual purchases, and now we just have people holding on to it? I have no idea. The last administration, they were being a whole lot more helpful to us. They were giving me the numbers for each category. They were giving me people. They were making sure we had all the information, and they were even letting us help make some decisions as how things were done. That's not the way we've been going so far with this administration. So we've had more contact with foreign people that are involved than we have with our own, besides the banking. Besides the banking system. That still remains the same. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, from my understanding, if let's take example, if one person, let's say we have 1 million people buying one dome, which is $1 million dome, that would be like $50 million leaving the American economy going elsewhere, like other countries. I'm not talking about even what's the name? I'm not talking about even the Iraqi money. So,
all right, yeah, you're just talking about dong or rupiah. Or
yeah, just talking about dong.
And buying all these foreign currencies.
Yeah.
You're saying it's leaving the American economy. Well, we're buying it from
the American economy.
All right. We're buying it from banks, travel agencies, wherever. We're buying it from the Treasury, which is the reserves they already have. So why is it leaving the American economy?
No, I think it may be depleting the American economy. If everybody would just buy 51 dome and about 1 million people bought that would be about $50 million leaving the economy every day. Are they not taking into consideration of that?
No, because I just explained it's not going anywhere but to the U.S. Treasury, which is then sending it right back out again and using the reserves that they have. We're not sending money to to Vietnam every time that we buy a dong, or India, or to Iraq. It's still going through the Treasury. They're not purchasing currency at the same rate we're purchasing currency. The bank is making money, buy and sell. The Treasury is making money selling it to the bank. It's actually creating dollars through these transactions, as well as buying the foreign currency.
So where does the Treasury get it from?
They get it from these countries at a discounted rate, something that they've already made an agreement on. They sell it to the banks and make money. The banks sell it to us and make money.
Okay, one last question. So what is the hold on now? Why this thing cannot pop? Who's holding it up?
Man, if I knew it was holding it up, you know what's holding it up, the whole world would know what's holding it up. We don't know what's holding it up. We can think now that since we've been told that it was released last Friday and expected on Monday, only hold it right now could be these 3 days, or they're waiting to the end of the month, like the bank is now saying. I don't know.
I think probably somebody just playing like a pharaoh holding the people up from crossing the river or the Red Sea. Somebody just holding people hostage. That's what I think.
Well, who is that?
But I'd like to thank you guys. I'd like to thank you guys very much for your time and for the effort you put in to help us. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thank you, sir.
818 area code. You're next.
Yeah.
818 area code. You're on.
Yeah, I'm gonna do right. Well, I know you
818. Okay, they're having a conversation.
870. You're on.
Don't you touch that pork chop.
870.
How y'all doing? I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my pork chop off my plate.
Okay. Your cat?
I'm going to ask you. Yeah, my cat. I got a cat with me. You're trying to get this pork chop. I beat him to the draw. But anyway, I was going to call you, ask you a quick question. I was buying some more dung, and plus I was going to get ready to buy some more Zims. Those Zims, when you get ready to buy them, is there a certain ones? Is it 2008? Do they need to be uncirculated, or does it matter?
No, I don't circulate it. Uncirculated doesn't matter. 2008, AA, 50 trillion, 100 trillion notes. It was supposed to be 2008, 2009 is what I was told.
So it don't matter if they're uncirculated?
Again,
go ahead.
You know the controversy. The banks are saying they're doing it. The committee is saying they're not doing it. So we're going to wait and see.
Okay. Well, I wasn't going to buy it, maybe one or two, just keep it on the side. But I was buying more dung, too, in that sense. So that's what I wanted to know right there, so I can understand how everything's working. But so let me get out y'all way, gentlemen. Y'all have a great weekend, and I'll holler at y'all later.
All right, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
951 area code. You're on.
Hello, is that me?
That is you.
Yep. Good morning.
Hey. Good morning. And a fabulous Friday morning it is. So,
all right.
Anyway, sounds like, yeah. But anyway, I was wondering if you could, you're here, I think it was a few calls back, you talked about something about the deletion of the zeros, and I was just wondering exactly what that meant. I know I haven't heard anything about it since then. And I'm not talking about Zim, I'm talking about the Dinar.
And you want to know what that means? Okay.
Well,
now I got to be with Ray. How long you been doing this?
Well, I mean, I think I know what it means. Well, if it means what I think it means that $25,000 note goes down to a $25 note.
It does in Iraq, yeah.
Oh, in Iraq. Okay. I guess that's the part I missed.
Yeah, that's probably it. It only affects them in the rate and country.
Okay. All right. Well, great. Sounds good. So this sounds like it has a pretty good chance of going before your birthday then, huh?
I sure hope so.
I mean, I know there's
hope so.
I mean, I know there's no guarantees in this game, but I sure hope so too, because I've been on this ride for quite a while myself also. So, anyway, yeah, that was just it. I didn't hear the in-country part about the deletion of the zero, so I just had to be kind of worried a little. So.
Nope, it'll be all right. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So, and let me clarify this statement. I would absolutely love to have this on my birthday. It'd be a great day of celebration. But I would absolutely love for it to be before my birthday so everybody can get paid and attend my birthday. Okay? So let's do that. Let's make that priority. For anybody that's listening and can make that happen, that's the one we choose. All right?
Okay. Thank
you,
sir.
Thank you, sir.
501 area code. You are on.
Thank you for allowing me to participate in your call. My question may be redundant because I missed all or part of your last few calls. But 70 years ago, President Truman made a quoted a cliche that the buck stops here. Where has the buck stopped in this deal?
Man, so you went back 70 years ago?
That's what Truman had plaque on his desk, the buck stops here. My question is, where has the buck stopped here?
Well, this buck stops with the U.S., and it's always going to be the U.S. president, but it's still, and it has been for years with the U.S. and the Treasury, Iraq still had to fulfill the things that needed to be done. So that part was with them and what time frame it took for them to get done. You guys got to remember, they made it well known. They wanted to do this October of 2014. They wanted this to be done and over with and be in the money. But they, as a country, as a government, couldn't fulfill the requirements that we wanted in order to have it done. And the corruption that they have in their country is taking them 5 years to get to where we are. This should have been completed 5 years ago. That's how far it is behind.
So what are we looking at time-wise now?
I hope we're looking at 5 days.
5 days. That's good enough. Okay,
that's all I can tell you. I hope.
Do you feel this procedure has been halted by the U.S. government or by inadequacy in Iraq?
I think it's things that have happened. Again, our sources, which are here in Washington, D.C., said they did everything last Friday to release it except send the release code to the bank. Everything else. So all the way. They input new numbers, everything, to get it released, signed off, the whole thing. All they had to do was time it to send it to the bank. Now, their timing could have been Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday that they were going to do that, because those are international banking days. But we all know what happened on Wednesday. And that could have changed everything for this week, because the banks were told it was going to happen by Friday, and it didn't. Now they're being told it's going to happen by next Friday, from the middle of the week to the end of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we're waiting to see if it does.
Okay. So that means we won't have any further information until Monday or Tuesday of next week.
Probably not until Monday or Tuesday of next week. Yep.
All right.
But that's our next call. It's on Monday. Anything happen before then, we will tweet it out. We'll put it in the forum, send out a blast. All right? We'll keep you informed over the weekend. Anything that's happening.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
907. You're on.
Yeah, I just got a quick question. So far, Tony, when you were talking about people exchanging or people have exchanged, so far we heard stuff about the dinar and the zim. Has anybody that you know of exchanged the dong?
I can't remember. I think our guy who did last month actually did dinar and dong. I'm pretty sure he did dinar and dong. He didn't do zim. So this guy did dinar and zim.
Okay. And this is in the U.S., correct?
This is in the U.S., yes.
Okay. Okay, yeah, well, those are my questions. It's actually pretty loud around me right now, so I'm working. So you can go ahead and mute me out. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
951, you're on.
Good afternoon, good morning, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Good, fine, thanks. Hey, Tony, a couple questions. Number one, on the 2008, on the Zim that you had talked about at 3 cents, was that the 2008-2009 series? Do you know?
It was.
It was, okay. And do you have any updated rates for us that you can give us? Because I know that Wednesday you mentioned that you're going to try to get some updated rates.
I did, and I did try this morning too, and I haven't got a response back yet.
Okay. And have you heard anything about?
Again, we'll do what we did. If we get it, I'll tweet it out.
Okay. All right. That's cool. And then what about? Have you heard anything about possibly a rate being in the Gazette tomorrow? Have you heard anything like that?
I haven't heard that. No. Did you hear that?
Okay. No, I just had mentioned. I heard a couple other people had talked about it, and I was just wondering if you had got confirmation on that or not, because you've got your sources over there that are pretty good. And let me ask you a question, Tony. If I go, I really don't want to use for my Zim. I don't want to use Wells Fargo. I really want to use HSBC. And if I go in there and I have the 4 different currencies, and I want to put each one into a separate account. And on the Zim, if they say, hey, you have to put it in a trust, what would you do? Because I really don't want to put it in a trust. I want to just put them into each individual account, and then I want to go and learn, like Ray said, go learn about all these other trusts and how to do it, and then come back and redo the trust. If they say that to you, what would you say? Would you say, hey, I don't want to put it in the trust? Or how would you combat that?
Well, let me ask you a question first, and I'll answer it.
Okay.
And this is don't take this personal, but it's out there for everybody, because this is how idiotic that question is you just asked me. Suppose I go to the bank and I got 1 Zim or I got 100 Zim, and they say you have to put it in your dead grandmother's name. What am I going to say?
I understand. So basically, you just say, no, I don't want to do. Go ahead.
First of all, they're not going to tell you that. They can't tell you whose name to put your money in, what kind of position you have to put it in. There's somebody out there feeding you all that BS so they can get you to buy a trust from them and be ready when you go to the bank. I mean, that doesn't even make, and again, don't take it personal. I'm just saying a 15-year-old kid to go to the bank and say, what do you mean I got to put it in my cousin's name? It's my money.
No, I understand. Yeah. Nothing personal. I understand exactly what you're saying. I'm just saying that because if it gets to the point where they say that, then I'm going to get up and walk out, and then I'll go somewhere else, because
anybody with common sense would be right.
Yeah.
Why am I going to give a perfect stranger my money? You're going to tell me what name to put it in? No, you make any sense.
Right.
But anyway, go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. And then this thing, the tragedy with this ferry is absolutely terrible, and I understand that. And I guess who is the one that said, "Oh, you know what?" In your opinion, who is the one who basically said, "Hey, let's have a 3-day mourning here. Let's don't do the RV. Let's have a 3-day mourning." Who do you think is the one who called the shot on that? If you know.
Well, I would think. I do not know personally, but I would think anybody with common decency would say we're not going to do this where our entire country is in mourning. That's not the time to have people lined up outside the banks, lined up at the ATMs with a brand new rate, and they all feel like they got a pocket of money. I mean, they were celebrating New Year's to start with when this thing happened. And now, while they're in mourning, we're going to give the country something to celebrate while the country's in mourning, or is the whole RV going to be in mourning? I mean, just common sense says that don't make sense to me.
It's the human touch is what you're talking about, and I get that, and I understand that, and so we just have to wait a little bit longer. Maybe next week this thing will pop, and then we'll be off and running. Because, like you said, the 286 in country rate. How long can they continue to do that? I mean, they can't. They've got to do it. They've got to do it one way or the other, and they're not going to change it back. So, I mean, this is just like a train that's going down the track, and we're going to the other side. That's the bottom line. That's how this thing is working, the way I look at it, and I think you do too. So, I mean, it looks good. All right. Well, sounds good. Well, thank you very much, Ray, for taking my call. And, Tony, you have a great weekend, and we'll be talking to you guys on Monday then, okay?
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. And let me make this, because Tish wants you guys to know that the Prime Minister called it. The Prime Minister called it on TV 3 days of mourning. But he was asking who made the decision not to do the RV during this time period. And I would think whether it was the Treasury, him, or anybody who said, hey, this just is not a good time to be doing that. And that's what I was trying to explain to you. Yeah. All right.
All right. 281 area code. You're on.
Hey, Ray.
Hello.
Hey, Tony.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I had to hang up in the beginning. I had something to do. I'm working while I'm listening to you guys.
I was going to ask you, did you get your flat tires fixed? But go ahead.
You just had to go there, didn't you? But anyway, I did have a question. Well, I had a couple. So as far as an announcement with Iraq, are we still saying that they're going to give an announcement for when this thing go down? And if so, how would that come out? Because we know it's not going to be like public. The RV has happened. Do you know how that would be coming out?
It is going to be in Iraq. It's not going to be to the rest of the world. They're just going to change the rate. There's not going to be hold it, stop the global economies. Iraq just changed their money. So, I mean, nobody here in the U.S. is going to even know or give it a second thought that doesn't have Dinar. It's not even going to be mainstream news or anything else, like every other country. People that have Dinar are going to know because they're staring at it. In Iraq, of course, they have to make an announcement over there so everybody knows the currency value has changed and their economy has changed. And they'll do it in the mosque like they normally do. They'll do it on television. They'll put it out like their normal news is. So everybody doing business that day will know how they're doing it. It has to be over there. It will not be anywhere else.
So also with the person that possibly exchanged the Zim that you told us about this morning, do you know if he mentioned if there was any kind of limit to how many they could exchange?
He didn't. He said he did 100 trillion note, and they would have accepted the 50 trillion if he had any, but he didn't have any.
Okay.
That's the information we got.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you may be familiar with this. I know I do read a lot of stuff that's out in the Dinar land and listen to some calls at some time that's not TNT calls. But we do know that there were some contracts that were, out there for people over in Iraq as far as businesses or whatever. And I've been looking and reading where some of those contracts were going to be rewritten. And they're thinking that when it is, it's going to be like a different verbiage in the contract, and they're thinking that is important because that rate should come out with the new rate of where they are now. I don't know if it's going to be, $3 or whatever it is. Are you familiar with people talking about that, or anybody over there that had contracts that may be talking about they're going to be rewritten?
I do have a contractor over there. He said he has not been given notice of any day to change to the 1-to-1. He has not been given notice of any day. Now, I do know that other sites out there, because people send it to me, I tell you guys that Walking Stick had to rewrite his contracts, or their group did or something, and they're supposed to be effective today. And they'll see what the rate is left to that. So we'll wait for it, and let's see what happens. If they come out and tell you that happened and there's a rate change, then I will spend this weekend trying to get to my guy to see if he got the same information, if the contract is in, and we'll verify it. Right. I don't mind. I hope to God that they are right, and I don't mind you guys going to other calls. I tell you to all the time, but let's use common sense when we're listening to them. But if they have some information and they get it first, great. Give it to me. Let's see, can we confirm it? See, can we go out there and find the same information? I never have a problem with that. So, and I like to believe those guys where they're located, some of their information is really good information. Right. Some of it is. Some of it is nonsense. For years, they said that we weren't going to RV and it was going to be 1-to-1 all around the world and blah, blah, blah. And none of that was true. It hadn't been for years. And recently, I think they're coming around understanding everything outside of Iraq. But they clearly understand what's going on in Iraq and with the business and the banks. And that's okay. Because, again, when they come out with something, I'll go and verify if it's true or not. Now, I ask my guys, yes. When we come out with something, we'll just put it out, and I'm sure they got to go do the same thing. Well, let's see if we can find the same information. And when we do, it works. When we don't, say, I'm not hearing that. So we do have a contractor. He did give us a date, remember, in February. He said that it was supposed to change on the 4th or something, and they were supposed to go to the 1-to-1. They never did. About a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I asked him, did he get a new date? He said no. They just act like it never even happened, So he's got no new information. If they just got this on Monday and it's supposed to be here 5 days later today, we'll see if they have it. I'll try to get hold of them and say, hey, did this happen or not? All right?
Okay. Well, I know we're all going to be looking. I know I am, and I'm sure Tish will be, and we're all going to be looking to see if we see anything about that happening, because it was supposed to be today, like you said, as far as those contracts were concerned, being rewritten. So, all right. Well, thanks for everything you guys do, and let's hope we're in the banks next week. Y'all have a good weekend.
Well, you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
All right. Bye-bye.
Well,
bye-bye.
It's going to be good as soon as I see your bus pull up. It's going to be all right.
Well, don't be surprised now. Don't try to act like you don't know me if you see a bus pull up, because I'm sure be screaming out the name. You know who I am.
All right.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Okay, 303 area code. You're on.
Good afternoon, Ray, and good morning, Tony. How are you both today?
All right.
Good morning.
Fantabulous, sir.
Super fantastic.
To the nth degree.
I've been puzzling
How are you?
over the. I'm pretty good today. A little tired. I spent the whole day yesterday on airplanes, so that wasn't pleasant. But my question is, I keep reading posts that come out of a body, and he keeps meeting over the last, say 6 weeks with all these foreign dignitaries and economic groups and all this, basically the same people he was meeting with as prime minister. And now Sadr has called for Mahdi's resignation and for a body to be instated. Is there anything coming out of Iraq that's addressing any of this? And why isn't Mahdi taking these meetings with all these foreign dignitaries?
Mahdi had said that he wasn't going to go on tour or anything until his government was resolved and in place. Fortunate for us that the announcements are coming out now that he is going on tour on the 1st of April, I think, first part of April. I can't remember what the article said this morning. We were told yesterday, I can't find it, but yesterday that he would start his tours next week, which let us know his government is complete because he put it off all this time waiting to complete his government. Now, Sadar is coming out.
Go ahead.
With all of this, replacing him and doing all that because, again, I think it's just noise because we're right here. He knows the government is complete. Now he's talking about give the people what they want again, and that is the RV. Go ahead and make the announcement, change the currency so we can start doing all this reconstruction and giving these jobs that we're talking about. Now, Sadar hasn't been doing that for the last 4 or 5 months. We hear nothing from him about that. All of a sudden today, it pops back up, and now we're on the other side of this. Okay?
Yeah, okay. What I'm referring to is there are dignitaries and people coming from out of the country into Iraq and holding meetings with a body that, I don't know, the way I look at it, those were the kind of meetings that the body was holding as prime minister, and why isn't Mahdi holding them in Iraq?
Well, because a body is going to hold a senior position in Iraq, and I think he can work that while Mahdi is trying to resolve his government. That's the only reason I can see for it. And that still may be, the position that he holds.
Okay. Okay. Any new words on the status of Maliki?
No, except Mahdi saying he's not going to prosecute him. He's not going to prosecute anybody and that involved in the injustice because he said it would bring chaos to the country and an uproar that he doesn't want to deal with right now because that's what they would do. I mean, if he prosecuted 100 of the ministers, because now they're all corrupt, the country would be in total chaos. If he can reform the country, do the RV, have the money, start doing the construction, and then slowly go after them a few at a time, he could eventually get them out. He has to build the confidence in the people first and let them see the change occurring. And then tell them, hey, these guys stole all your money. These guys did this, or you could have lived this life a whole lot sooner. Or we can go get this money back. Life can be greater than this. Then he can get the support of the people. Then he can do it.
Okay. Well, since we're not going to have a call on Monday because this will be over with, happy birthday for Thursday. And I hope to have you on, and you both have an excellent weekend.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, 415. We'll get you in. 415 area code. All right, 413. We'll hear you.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you doing today?
Hi. Fantabulous Earth. To the 10th degree. And yourself.
How are you?
I'm doing great. I needed to hear that, by the way. I wanted to thank you all for doing, especially for doing that post, because honestly, every single time I've been on the calls, the live calls, that's really what I've wanted to see, some format to give people in our groups a little more comfort going to the bank that they've got, their considerations and their questions detailed to what you posted. And my question is it possible that as things roll out, can you actually go in and alter any details of those questions, or do you have to repost the whole thing with an update of what's going out, first mouse, second mouse, or however this rolls out?
I don't know, because Raymond do that if it happens.
Alter the details or what? Altering details.
You said that as people go into the banks when this starts to, roll out here with our group, that we'll have calls, or you'll be able to do something, posting, so that people can see, everybody can see what's going on and the information that we're able to convey as a group together. So I was just curious, because I think it's absolutely fabulous what you posted the other day, and I was thanking you for that, because that's exactly what I was personally looking to get, so I would have a better idea. I listened to the caller that was doing the role playing, and I said listening to a story or doing the role playing was fabulous of them to do, and exactly, having this conversation on the call. But what your post dictates is what the 10% or these, some of the details that were already put in stone between Tony, Ray, and the people that have been involved in this, what they know, kind of to say the rules or how things are going to be negotiated. So I was looking to see if anything changed with the release. Would you be able to, you said you were going to be able to post that as time goes by, or it's either going to be that or on a call.
So.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, Ray. I thought Ray was going to say something.
I was just saying, okay, that'll be done.
Oh, okay. All right, but I do want to say this, yes. I don't know what her name, Vesper. I guess Vesper is her name on the boards. But she put that together, even based on our calls. But I like that because that's how TNT members help each other. And I think we'll continue to help each other by putting things in the forum, in there with each other, in the chat room, or sending us the information so that we can pass it on. If it's something simple that we can just tweet out to you guys, I'll just tweet it out so everybody can get it instantly. If it's something complicated, then we'll just have a call. Might not be a 10 o'clock call. Might be a 1 o'clock call, 3 o'clock call. I might just get the information, if the bank calls and says, hey, this is just getting all screwed up. This is what you need to let people know. Then we'll just let you know immediately. If there's going to be questions involved, we'll do a call real quick. We're going to be here to support you guys as long as we can through this, okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And I just wanted to ask one other thing. When I believe it was Monday's call, maybe the same day that the woman that you were talking about did the role playing and had the conversation and went through her questions and answers and such on the live call, there was a woman that came on after that has a husband who is with a head injury that couldn't get out.
Right.
If she is willing to accept my phone number, would you offer my phone number to her? Because I know someone in Florida that might be able to help her, not with maybe helping his whole situation with some improvement.
Oh, okay. Ray? I guess you can write it down.
We'll figure out something because we don't normally do that and give numbers out to people.
I understand. I've been with public service and stuff like that for many years, and many people have my phone number, but I was wanting to just be able to have some sort of conversation or interaction with her. If I could help her, I would love to try.
No, I don't even remember or know who her is at this point. So
okay,
I don't keep up with that stuff and document it on each call.
You can hang on to my number and my information, and if she contacts you in any way, shape, or form, or comes on another call, would love to put two and two together. Thank you very much for all your efforts.
All right, we'll see what we can do with it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, sir. Let's wrap it up.
All right, guys. It's a Good Friday, whether we know it or not. It's not the Good Friday, but it's a Good Friday. Information is still flowing. The doors are still open. We're taking a pause because of the deaths in Iraq, I think, and getting anything done this weekend. So I'm really not looking for anything to happen this weekend. Monday at the earliest. The bank said look for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So hopefully next week will be our final weekend there. It'll be a great week. But until then, enjoy your weekend. Get ready. Be ready so you don't have to get ready. And expect the unexpected, which means it could happen at any moment. All right, Ray.
Okay, that's going to do it for us on this fantabulous Friday afternoon. Enjoy your weekend, folks. If anything develops or pops out, we'll text you, email you. We'll do something to make you aware of it. Keep believing. We sure do.